Well, greetings friends. This is Darby from Christchurch, New Zealand. It's the 2nd of April 2019. So this is my 2012 Actyon Sport Ute. And so this is 2012 four-wheel drive 2-litre diesel. So today we're going to change the rear brake pads on the vehicle. So I've gone ahead and taken the wheel off, of course. So the tools that you'll need are simple, but first you need to know some things. For the Actyon Sport, I found that there are two profiles for the brake pads. So the one on your left, these ones here, they're the right profile, and the ones here on your right are not, as you can see. So just make sure you get the right profile of brake pads for your car. And also with the new brake pads, you'll get this plate that comes in the kit, and that plate goes over there and goes onto that, and that is the part that goes on the inside of the wheel for the piston of the caliper to press against. So the tools you'll need is you're just going to need a compressor, and that pushes in the piston for the calipers. You're going to need a 14mm ring spanner, which I don't know what have I done with it. A 14mm ring spanner, and you're going to need a spacer. Okay? And we'll get into it now. So the wheel's off, and I'll hand you over to my other cameraman, who's going to film me while I do this other stuff here. So that's the caliper there. So your 14mm nuts, there's two nuts that actually hold the caliper or the brake pads in. There's one nut there, and the other nut you'll find out is on the bottom. So I've loosened those off just with the 14mm ring spanner. Something with a bit of torque you might need to take these off. And once these are off, you can release the caliper and the piston off the brake shoes. So don't lose those. Put them down to one side, and you should be able to just wiggle that. It might need a bit of force. I'll just grab the screwdriver, which I have right here, and just lever that off. What you'll find is on these calipers, these little pistons here, they come in and out, so that's probably what's holding it on. So you've got to release those, just pull them back in, and then you should be able to at least release your calipers. So they're released now. I should be able to push back on those right now. This is the part here that I need to release. Pull back the inner part. And all it is that it's just tight sitting on the brake pad, so you just have to loosen that off. Just put that on the axle there. As you can see the piston here, it's sitting out a wee bit, so that's got to be compressed back in. And we'll show you how to do that very shortly by a simple tool for that. In the meantime, these are the old pads. You can just prise them out. Not much left on them. Less than 1/4 mil, I'd say. And the inner one, same way. Just lever that off. It's done. So those are the pads off. I'll just grab the new ones while my cameraman just stays there. Now, you'll notice with the new brake pads, if you don't forget the right profile, in the kit you get this plate. So this plate only goes on one of the pads, because the holes will only profile with one of the pads. But this is the inner pad, of course. This is the one the piston will go up hard against. So just put that on there, squeeze that on, and as you can see the old one, you can see the mark of the piston there, so that goes in that way as so on the inside. So I'll put this one on the inside first, and I'll come back and put the outside one on. It's a bit tricky, but just be patient, won't be too long. So on the rear, it's just a matter of just sliding it into the grooves, top and bottom, getting them even. And that's why it's so important to have the right profile, because if you have the wrong profile, if you have those other brake pads, you'll find that they won't sit flush at the end of this thing here, and you'll find that those stick out too much and you can't close your calipers up. Okay, that's the inner one on. I'll just put the outer pad on now. So this is in real time, of course. Slide them into the grooves. Just got to fiddle them in a wee bit just to get them inside the caliper. And those are the grooves there, right there. Just have to try and get them as even as you can. It's a bit tricky sometimes. Get them uneven, push them in. As quick as that. The second thing, I'll just grab the compressor. We need to push this piston back in now. So this compressor here I brought for about 14 bucks at the local store, and this spacer, it goes inside that piston just so it'll give you a bit more room to work that that rod, so that it pushes that piston all the way back. Otherwise you'll find you might run out of thread on this thing. So wind this all the way back. And so the curve, you just follow the curve, just put it on the inside of the caliper, like so. You're going to wind that in, and then you'll slowly see that piston be pushed back. And that's important because you're putting new brake pads in, because the old pads are worn, of course. So, and you'll see that piston just be 14 bucks, I think it cost me. It might have been even less just at the local store. See the piston slowly been pushed back, and once it becomes hard, you know it's as far as it's gone. Now that's tight there, so that's as far as the piston will go. So just undo that, take that out. Don't forget to take your spacer out, certainly don't want that in there. And then you can start putting your caliper back on. So I'll just grab the 2 bolts and just put these in quietly. Could be a bit of a fidgety job, but and I'll push those little piston things back in for your 14mm bolts, top and bottom. And just a thought, I haven't had to bleed the brakes for these, but if you ever do need to bleed the brakes, you always bleed them from the front to the back. So wherever your master cylinder is, I haven't had to do it yet because I've changed the front brake pads as well, and I haven't had to bleed the brakes at all. That's the wonderful thing. So if you bleed them from the front right first, then the left right, then the left right rear, and then the left. So you're pushing out all the air as you go. So I'm just about to do this up. 14mm. There's always something I'll forget to say on here, so if I forget to say anything, just write a comment. I'll get back to you as best as I can. And of course you'll do the same thing for the other side as well. So really important, make sure you've got the right profile, pad for your vehicle, and make sure you've got the right tools. That's all you'll need. Hey, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye.